Now, First Alert 6 weather.
Well, hello, everyone. Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord here on a day that has a lot of good weather on the way. And, well, we're going to have a lot of good weather well into the early part of next week. So we'll dive into the forecast details here. And, boy, we are warming up. We just jumped to 40 degrees, the latest reading here at 10 o'clock. And beautiful, beautiful weather on the way. So you can see what we're dealing with here with widespread 40s and 30s already over the course of the 10 o'clock hour, and temperatures climbing at a really good clip. So we got some high clouds still to get rid of yet, and they will move out of the area, drop to the south, and we'll thin out into the afternoon. Look at some wind gusts up near 25 miles per hour in a few spots. I think those will try to pick up over the next couple of hours and could gust near 30 miles per hour at times. So as we march through the afternoon, it might be a little on the blustery side, but I think we're going to see temperatures respond accordingly anyway. So it looks like we're going to have a pretty good day all the way around. Best weather and the warmest weather we've had in a little while. Look where we're heading with some of our high temperatures today. This is what it looks like with 50s on the Iowa side, 60s on the Nebraska side. These numbers have been trending up, and there's a lot to look forward to today. It will cool down a little bit tomorrow. You're going to notice the difference. So there's the high clouds that are moving through. By 3 o'clock, we could have a few more, but overall, a lot of 50s and a few 60s showing up on models. By 5 o'clock this beautiful afternoon will still be pretty good, even as the sun is setting with widespread 50s. So the temperatures will cool off. By 7, we're down to 50, and then by 10 o'clock, we're down near 40 degrees into the evening, and eventually during the overnight hours, watch the clouds filter in from the north. You will see those fill up the sky early in the morning tomorrow, but that'll keep our temperatures right around 40 degrees to start the day. And from there, that's where models differ a little bit. I think we could see a morning high in the mid-40s or maybe early afternoon, depending on how fast the winds kick in. And those gusts will likely be up into probably the 30s pretty easily in the morning. So you can see those clouds are going to be pretty stubborn over the course of the day on Friday. They're not going anywhere until mid to late afternoon, and it might be too little too late to really show a spike in our temperatures. So either that 46 is going to happen sometime mid to late morning or after these clouds clear very late in the afternoon. So a lot of uncertainty on the timing. I do think we're going to end up in the mid 40s for a high. And then Saturday, we'll get sunshine and a south wind, and it takes us to about 45 degrees for the afternoon high. So that wind on Friday, pay attention to that. It'll have some gusts out of the north, 30 to 35 miles per hour pretty easily. It's going to be a blustery one to start, and then into the afternoon and early evening, those numbers should decrease a little bit. But Friday's the windiest day overall, ushering in some of the cooler air, but it's still going to be above average even when we cool down. The highs that I showed you on Friday and Saturday, they're mid-40s. That's still 10 degrees above average. So with that, we got a lot of melting on the way. I know there's not any snow out there, but that impacts the river levels. The ice on the rivers will start to melt a little bit, and this would be the conditions we deal with in spring where we could have some ice jams. So the Elkhorn and the Platte Rivers, the usual suspects with minor flooding as we see some surging of a couple of feet really close to the edge of the river. It's not going to be a huge problem. We're not talking monumental flooding. They basically just added all the counties to this flood watch you see here in green that have either the Elkhorn or the Platte River flowing through them. That's how flood watches are issued by county. Flood warnings will be a little more specific along the river itself and show you how things play out over the course of the next several days. If you see any little green boxes or polygons show up along the river, that's where we'll see flood warnings most likely. So that's what we're dealing with the ice jams. I don't think it's going to be anything widespread, but all it takes is one chunk of ice or jamming up along a bridge or at a bend in a river, and you could have some lowland flooding around. So anybody that's right along the river's edge needs to watch that, the Platte and the Elkhorn, and then farther west on the loop west of Columbus. But the heat peaks on Monday with a record high. Right now we have a record of 64. We were tempted to go a little bit warmer too. Still got up 4 or 5 days yet to figure it out, but odds have been trending up, up, and up for Monday. The record high is 63. We have 64 in the forecast for Monday. That is going to be phenomenal. So your 10-day forecast looks pretty good. I mentioned the Friday 46 is going to be cooler, feel cooler because of the wind and the clouds. Still above average, but sunshine makes the difference this time of year. 45 on Saturday, 56 on Sunday. Of the 2 days over the weekend, Sunday's going to be the best day. Mid-60s on Monday, mid-50s still on Tuesday, and middle of next week is when we have any worry of any precipitation moving through. It just doesn't look like there's all that much to be concerned with. Let me show you what that looks like on models kind of long run here. And you can see that fills in with a little rain sometime on Wednesday. Some models have this on Thursday. There's basically two systems. They're trying to figure out, is it Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday? So again, a lot that has to come together as far as the details go, but you can see there's at least potential for something towards the middle and end of next week. You can see the second system Thursday into Friday sliding on by, and then it moves off towards the east with some bigger issues. Again, that could be anywhere in the Midwest. So we have at least something to watch for next week during what's been kind of a tranquil weather pattern as far as any big storm systems go. So we'll see. I do think a pretty sizable pattern shift is on the way for the second half of February, and that may be the early signs of it trying to take shape with those couple of storm systems for the middle of next week. So as of right now, that's where we are at, and that's where the most of the focus is going to be on the breeze and the warm temperature. So tomorrow, easily the coolest feeling day, but might have a little bit of a warmer temperature than Saturday. Saturday I'll have more sunshine and easily feel better as we go through the course of the day. So that's where we're standing right now. We'll keep you up to date as how things look through the weekend. If any ice jams do end up showing up, we'll make sure to let you know about those as well, but I don't foresee any big flooding issues as of right now, and we'll see how much ice breaks up with all this warming. In the meantime, enjoy the nice weather on the way.